I went back, watched the last season of the Clone Wars.
Okay.
Then I watched the Bad Batch all the way through. So like season 4 happens right after the events of season 2. Now they kill Darth Maul in Rebels. So that line is technically over. They would have to uncanonize. Alright, I'm coming to meet you on Dathomir. It's a political drama. It is. And my favorite part of Star Wars. But I think even in the same universe, or at least bring the crime family.
Alright,
yeah.
alright.
Are we recording?
We're recording.
Okay.
So, 3 years ago, in 2021, we made a spoof off of the hit show FIXER Upper called Upper Fixer, and we're about to react to it. We want to talk about what it was like making it, the different struggles, the different fun times we had, and I don't know, just
everything that goes into making a YouTube video.
Making a YouTube video. So,
after you.
This is...
And we're back! We're back, baby! Yeah! I'm O'Flanagan.
And I'm Roy. We are back for our 63rd season.
63rd season.
The wait is finally over.
What's funny is this, so this whole bit right here that we're about to watch we filmed this at the very end of the whole video. Like, this was not the first thing we filmed. And we wanted to create this lore.
Yes.
That we had been doing this for 63 seasons, on the air and doing shows for so long. And it's been going great.
That there was more going on here, that they had some credibility.
Yeah.
Which highly questionable, that credibility.
Highly questionable.
2 years off the air because of a minor lawsuit issue.
We're back.
We're back. And
the Beloved.
the Beloved family, that's our family for this episode. And we are so
My
excited.
hair in
Can't
this
wait to find them the home
is
of
just...
their dream.
Both of our hairs are just very...
My hair's actually getting back to that length of O'Flanagan right now because we're about to start shooting episode 2.
That, yeah.
Yes.
We're back!
This little interaction, I think, is probably one of my favorite interactions we have in the whole thing, I feel like. Because it's so... we neither of us knew what we were saying.
Right, well, I think the interesting note is that is the closest it feels like to us actually being our characters. Because they are unscripted. There's a dynamic to which Roy never knows what O'Flanagan's going to say next. And he really is, like, trying to react to what O'Flanagan says and trying to maybe cover up or clarify. He doesn't really mean that, you know, haha. I think that's the interesting dynamic. As we go to the scripted parts of the film, we kind of in some ways get a little further away from the nature of the characters, which is O'Flanagan's just living life to the biggest and to the fullest. And Roy is walking behind him with a mop almost, trying to just do a little bit of damage control.
But the problem is Roy doesn't quite know how to use the mop.
Right, Roy is also an idiot, and to some level, yes.
I think that's the funny thing. Still super proud of that title. I think it looks so fun and good.
My favorite part is the B-roll.
Yeah.
Just
what
is it?
I'm Olivia.
And I'm Charles, and we are
The Beloved.
So excited to be on Upper Fixer. I don't want to be, gloating on you, but
you couldn't find the words there.
Competitive eater, amazing competitive eater.
And he loves synchronized swimming.
So I would love a pool. Yes, a pool.
Those two, Reagan and Chandler, are good friends of ours, and we knew we had to have a couple for it. I remember us cornering Chandler in the bathroom at church.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yeah.
He had gone into the bathroom. We were like, we gotta talk to Chandler. So we went and stood outside the door and waited for him to come out. He comes down. I was like, what's going on? Something like that. And we were like, hey, we want to make a video. And he was game. They're great. And as we'll see, they did fantastic.
You sure this is the right
This was the first scene we ever shot. This part scene after church one afternoon.
Everyone inside.
Come on, Roy. Get in, man.
We did all our own stunts.
I knew this was going to be a bad idea.
Well, this is where they told me to meet.
Wait, faster.
This part was so sketchy, to be
Yes,
honest.
it was.
Come soon.
It's getting kind of scary.
Yeah, it was indeed. Yeah, that's my car. Still drive that car today.
And we switched seats. Now Roy is driving.
Which is one of the more fun and unexplained mysteries of the...
Yeah, completely planned out, of course. Not really.
The trip was also planned.
Trip was not planned.
I think it was. I think you did it twice.
If we did, it's because it was not in the script at least. Like I
No,
saw
but
before,
it was a little prep. Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, sorry.
That's some day of
Right.
spontaneity right there by
Yeah.
Zach.
Goofy.
We're sorry we're a few minutes late. We had to stop and get Flanagan assistant. We had to stop.
There's a
and get
little
our
tinge of an
strawberry
accent
shortcake
here that gets lost
sugar-free,
pretty quick.
Traditional smoothies.
Yeah, that's interesting. That little point. This whole interaction, I think, was scripted.
Yes,
I think the whole
first scene, yeah.
So he's talking about Flanagan insisted on us getting our signature smoothies.
There was a whole name, wasn't there? There was a whole...
Yeah, and you could tell in Roy's, he's trying to you're trying to remember the line, but it's a long line. I remember it being.
Yeah, it's right there.
Is it?
Strawberry fudge swirl, whipped cream covered caramel crunch, gluten free maple syrup shakes. So that's the reason. And then you interrupt there.
And I'm like, here, give it to me.
We had to stop and get our strawberry shortcake crunch, sugar-free, traditional smoothies.
Yeah, I could not remember the
It's a
entire
long
line.
one. It's a long.
Exact same.
The exact same. We quote
Sorry,
that a lot.
as I was saying, I'm Roy. This is Flanagan.
It's nice to meet you. I'm Charles.
I'm Olivia.
And,
Pleasure.
Wait, you're the competitor.
I dropped my cup. I didn't
I
realize
have
that.
so many questions. Where's my list? Where's my list?
The list of questions.
How many hot dogs can you get down in 1 minute? I can only get down 5 before I vomit everywhere. And sometimes I can't make it to the trash can time, and I go all over Roy.
So I was just saying, respect it.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
But
A baby.
A baby.
Yeah.
That was an improvised little
yeah.
line.
food though, right?
Yeah.
Shirley.
No, it's
Most of it's food though, right?
baby.
Okay. That's a little
This
bit-
again, another instance of probably over scriptedness on my part. I think there's a chunk of dialogue there for me. Wait, so you're the competitive eater? I have so many questions. How many hot dogs can you get down in a minute? I can only muscle down 5 before vomiting, and sometimes I can't get to the trash can time, and it comes out all over the walls. And sometimes Roy for at lunch. But hey, on the bright side, sometimes the vomit makes a pretty cool pattern, if you ask me. Then Charles interrupts, so a little much. So I sort of forgot my line too, and I just paraphrased what I could remember, and it worked just fine. But
Yeah.
you know, sometimes that stuff happens. You write a line that seems like it will play out good, and maybe it would, but we didn't really do a lot of takes in this whole film either. Like, a lot of it was just one and done. This was more or less that. All right.
And we have a couple houses that we think will fit well within your budget of $230,000. If y'all ready, we'll get after it. All right.
We're excited.
Let's make our tree and get out of here.
Y'all just follow up.
Yeah. All right.
Perfect example of a joke I didn't like. I said it because I thought it would be funny. It wasn't funny, so I wish I would have just said, hey, let's do it, and cut that. You learn.
Let's make it like a tree and get out of here.
Yeah, that and the all right. It just all of it. It could have just ended right there in front of it.
Yeah.
This is
I was
right in
thinking
your
it was
price
that
range.
house.
I'm a little confused. Why did we pull over here?
Well, we didn't want to risk being seen in the driveway.
Okay.
It was a day of joke.
You know what? Let's go.
But I
see
think
it.
that also was a joke that was kind of we wanted to lean into them being sketchy business dealers
Oh yeah.
kind of thing. So him saying, "Well, we don't want to be seen in the driveway," is like, yeah, that's kind of sketchy. And then they're about to pick the lock.
Real nice oak tree here.
The oak tree line is good.
Cleaning up done on the lower branches there. And the flagpole, that's real nice.
Yeah, that was not scripted. Just trying to divert their attention from whatever that is.
And it clearly didn't work.
The reflection in the door, also a nice detail, not planned, obviously.
Got the key to the front door.
This is actually Chandler and Reagan's house in Mississippi. They graciously allowed us to use, and dog live on camera.
If you look here, the door is actually already open.
Yeah.
The,
All right, here we are.
in some cases.
Blue?
And then we open the door. Continuity errors. They bugged me a lot.
Yeah. I like your line there. Hello?
That's funny.
Very cozy.
Very cozy.
Looks like someone is living here.
Yeah, it's pretty hot. Oh man, is that Russia?
Look, we only get the best out.
Is that Russian?
So, you know, if it looks like it's been lived in, like some books, fresh coffee.
That's one of my favorite lines that I say. The fresh coffee line. I feel like that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Today's episode is sponsored by Mountain Dew Mango Rush, put on by Little Caesars.
Only at Little Caesars. Pizza.
Pizza. Is that good?
Yeah, let's do it again.
Okay.
Think it and sink it, right?
Mhm.
It says there's some mango sweet heat involved.
Mine tastes like meat lovers.
I mean, it does, doesn't it?
This oven looks like it might be hard to cook.
I like this one.
Like,
Have me and Roy over
Yeah.
one night.
we'll cook some
Hey,
sushi.
you got something against being
Cooking sushi.
Sushi is
It's so
raw.
good.
I just
Yeah.
kind of wondered What? Okay. So say we wanted to do this house.
It does
What's
taste like
something
pizza.
you could do? I mean, it's like you can't.
Can't be mad at that though.
Well, it's too
No.
much light. That's gotta go.
Yeah.
That's good. One light per room looks great to me. That's how my
One light per room.
I think the light line is really funny
And a
too.
lot of people are trying to get away from dated looks. This all the rage, modern. You know,
I like good dated
looks.
looks.
I don't think there's nothing wrong.
Good old
with making things a little bit more. You know,
That's
but
good.
you want to look in this room?
And then we go back in a circle. This whole go around was not scripted at all.
Us just walking around, talking about what we saw, the dated look, the lights.
It was-
Something that's coming up pretty quick is totally spontaneous, and we'll talk about that after we see it.
Completely unscripted. That's why I think there's gems among the rubble in this scene.
I mean,
Here.
Yeah.
there's some bedrooms and whatnot, but I mean, not really anything unique. That makes
Not wanting to see the bedrooms.
That's kind of important.
Well,
Yeah, I think we should see the bedrooms.
well,
No, we can't see the bedrooms.
Okay.
It's been a long day, and I really don't want to look at the
Oh,
bedrooms.
there's some heat to those.
Yeah.
Dudes.
you know, so
I haven't had pudding for a long time.
So this.
The pudding line.
Sorry, buddy. So this house
I-
is
man.
right at the.
Part of me doesn't want to keep pausing it, but I think it's so funny that since none of this is scripted, we had Jordan said off the top of his head, he said there's some bedrooms and whatnot, and then we had a moment of no one really had anything to say. And it wasn't like we planned, let's pause here. We had a moment where no one really was saying anything. So I don't know. I just went like I was just frustrated. I was still in character, and I guess it's just something about Roy looking at me like it was just really funny the way he was looking. He's just like, you look at me. I'm like, no, can't see the bedrooms. I almost smiled there because I thought this is just
Right.
random.
Or it
And
creates this fun idea that Roy does not want them to see the bedrooms, and O'Flanagan is like covering for him in some kind of way. Like,
And he's just he's making it about himself too. He's like we're showing them this house. He's like, no, I don't. He says, I really don't want to look at the bedrooms. He doesn't. He doesn't care.
Yes.
So that's one of my favorite interactions because it's just like something was thrown out there that was wild, and we just ran with it. And then I'm
Yes.
like, oh, I haven't had my pudding for a long time because in the script we wanted O'Flanagan always to have a lemon pudding cup, and we only
Yes.
actually had them appear twice, but. I was like, I haven't had pudding for a long time, and then you're like, sorry, buddy, it's okay. So, and then I come over here and get in their actual fridge,
We can obviously do a couple things to make some improvements on some
grab a banana.
heat of that. I for one love the oven.
I'm not really.
I didn't ask them if I could have a banana either.
impressed thus far.
You guys don't
Yes.
like this place?
This was
Yeah,
scripted
I mean,
though.
it's honestly a little too small and dark, and it's
Yeah.
not. It's
Good.
not what we want.
Good, good. That's fine. I'm glad you don't like this place either. Too
No.
small.
Really?
It reminds me of your grandmother's house. No offense. I hate her. She's
Flanagan, my grandmother's dead.
The silence is gold.
wish we could have delivered that line better.
You think?
Yeah. It makes me cringe.
Your line or mine?
Mine.
Oh.
My grandmother's dead. It just did not do.
I think it's kind of funny how you're not really saying it like you're sad. You're just like, my grandmother's dead. I don't know. I don't know. I also love that Roy's not mad at me. He's just consoling me. Like, it's okay. You didn't mean
Yeah.
it, kind of thing.
Again, with the second take of this, we could have really hit on that. This is pretty awkward
Yeah.
moment, you know? And, but they definitely took it as
This
awkward.
is not the house for us.
This is
We're
great.
hoping for something a little bit bigger.
Especially with the baby on the way.
You're right. Yeah.
The
The
pan.
pan down,
not bad,
unscripted by the cameraman.
Not that interested, but
Us
maybe
walking.
the next house will.
So funny. It's my brother Jake, my older brother Jake, who's filming this whole thing for us. So,
Okay.
and he made some good choices, like the pan down to her belly.
This is
He's a comedic mind. He knows
Yeah.
what's up.
All right, guys. What?
Yeah.
Have any thoughts?
Whoa, yeah, this looks good.
There's the
I
pudding
love
cup.
it.
I got the
All
pudding
right. Well,
cup.
what
There we
you're
go.
looking at here is a 3-bedroom, 3-bath house that is nestled right above your budget. It's listed at $299,000.
Whoa.
Oh.
I don't know, man.
You got chill, Chuck. It's
The
okay.
numbers in this,
Wait till you see the inside.
total
Yeah, there
random.
might be a
Yeah.
little surprise in the back.
It's got a pool.
Okay,
you like pools.
okay.
That's what we put on the list. Yeah. So let's
You could tell we're all a little chipper, and that. Yeah, I think that was like we had done that take a couple times. I remember we're like, let's just be crazy and like have fun with
This
it.
is the second thing we shot.
Very, very, very surprised.
right through here is the kitchen.
I love the kitchen.
This is nice. This is really
This is disgusting. White. Everything's white. You know, it reminds me of being in solitary confinement again.
It's nice.
Okay.
Well,
Look at the island.
I love
I
that.
love that, yeah.
What are you talking about? It's way too big and right in the middle of the kitchen. It totally disrupts the flow. You can't even get a good
Too
game of
much gag
tag.
going.
What's up?
I wish I would have jumped and slid across the island.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, clearly the island has to go.
No, absolutely not. Dude, all of your ideas have been completely terrible.
Okay. We'll chew on
We'll
it.
chew on it.
We'll chew on it.
Come on. Let's
That
go.
was a line we wanted a lot more in the
Alright,
film.
Here's the living
Yeah.
room.
Oh, this
It-
is good.
It's
My
nice.
Flanagan and I are not big hosts, so
Well,
we don't
I think that
usually,
section was
have
gone.
people over.
Yeah.
So
That's for sure. Love the table.
That little interaction was kind of, you didn't really hear it, but I love how you're like, Flanagan and I don't usually have guests over, but it's nice. And then Flanagan, it's like, yeah, love the table. Like, completely
Here's the
not
living room.
listening to what he's saying.
This is good.
It's
My
nice.
Flanagan and I are not big hosts, so we don't usually have people over. So
That's for sure. Love the table.
That's for sure. Love the table. It's just like, I don't know. It's just a
Right, and
funny
it just
little-
leaves this fun, like,
Yeah.
And you
do we
know
live
they
together
say
or do we
about
not?
Whoa.
Do they, like, live at the same place? Are they homeless? What is their situation?
I think they're roommates.
They're roommates.
They were roommates.
Strong statement.
Yeah. And you know what they say about walking around
Love
glass
these windows.
houses? Never do it naked.
yeah. Throw stones. Those are living glass
Yep.
houses.
All right.
This went really well.
Never.
That dynamic really went well.
Either way, they're a pain to clean.
Pain. That was a line that was not planned.
The
I like how you
hesitation.
see your face. You're like, oh, that was kind of fun. you see.
To clean, for sure.
Fun.
You kind of look,
Yeah,
at Jake,
well,
you look at Jake a little bit. So right there, really quick, that joke about the walking around naked in glass houses was originally in the script. Was that there was a different joke there? I can't remember what it was. I don't think you can remember, but it was a joke
cannot.
that Jordan had written. It was a good joke, equally as good as that one. For whatever reason, I wanted to do a different joke, and I went to Jake about it. Like, I didn't think it was that big of a deal, so I was talking with Jake about it, my older brother who was filming, and we decided to do a different joke. And that was bad on my part because since we are the writers, we're the directors, we're the lead actors, I should have gone to Jordan. Since I did that, we had some pretty big tension coming up on this pool part. So much so that I remember there was a point where we kind of stopped filming for a second, and you and I had a pretty long, as I remember, a very long discussion on
Yes.
the pool deck. And I remember we were face to face, pretty much
About
just
4
like,
inches apart.
pretty much just saying how bad each other were. Maybe we weren't saying that, but I was just thinking, I feel like this film is over. Like we're having such a bad disagreement right now.
This was day 1 of filming.
And thank goodness, after our 5-minute nose-to-nose conversation, we were able to hug it out. I remember we hugged and made up, and we're like, you know what? This is stupid.
This moment really kind of helped to weatherproof or kind of seal the rest of the film because it really set up how we needed to operate. And I think it's also helped us in further things we've done as films or just in relationship. And as Zach said, when we watch this next scene, you can probably see there's some tension between us. I don't know if you can see it or not.
I just remember
But-
speeding through my Piranha line, and I wish to this day
Yeah,
I
it could have
could
been such a good moment.
could have gone back and done it again.
So yeah.
So we'll see right here.
This is what I like to see.
I love swimming too.
That's swimming too. Always wants to
Look at
get in on
that
it.
beautiful thing. Just look at it.
Perfect.
Oh, the focus right there.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Back to the synchronized swimming, which you can't synchronize swim solo.
No.
So it
The
doesn't.
point is that it's synchronized.
It doesn't make much sense, but
Yeah, I remember this was an idea I think of Zach's to talk about that he would want to do synchronized swimming, and I was like, oh my goodness, we gotta get that Blue Danube music, that classic duck swimming music to go behind it. Came together
which
really
was great.
well.
And Chandler did this in like 50-degree weather. Like, water was super
Right.
cold, November.
You know, when I was a younger boy,
I want that.
How are you?
they used to call me the fish.
I want that far.
Actually, it was the piranha because I used to go around biting out the other kids in the pool. That's actually how I met Roy. Bit off his Mickey.
No, you didn't.
Ha! I grew back.
Yeah.
It just seems so rushed.
That whole bit
You bit
could have
the kid's
been
finger.
way
Whoa.
better if we
Yeah.
would have just taken it
You
again.
would've
We
done
did
the
not do
same
another
thing
take
if
because we
you
were
had the
like,
opportunity.
You
You
guys
would've.
are-
That was
like freaking me out.
that was before we had our
We
our
loved it.
argument, so.
Honestly, probably-
really?
No, that
That was filmed before the
Yeah.
argument? Wow.
That's
okay.
that's why it was so bad, I think, because I didn't want to say let's do it again. I was just we just need to move on and be done with this.
Yeah.
And then after that we had it out, and then we finished things out.
You would have done the same thing if you would have had the opportunity.
You guys
would've.
are-
You would have.
You
I
guys
would
are
do it again.
like freaking me
Yeah, a
out,
little
dude.
judgmental right
Reagan's
We
looks were
loved
great.
it.
Yes.
Honestly,
Her just
probably-
stares, yeah.
But I mean, there was a lot of features that are really nice features, and I know the pool was a big winner.
Right.
But you know, we're still pretty confident about house number 3. We're
House
feeling
number
like,
3 is a bomb. Shell.
I really like
Quite
Yeah.
No, guys.
well, y'all seen 1, y'all seen
If
2.
you've
This
seen
is 2.
1 and 2. 3.
Right. I mean, if you really,
the one you
I
want.
would think if you
Okay.
added the value of 1 with the value of 2,
You get
that's 3.
All right, pause it for a second.
It's the beauty of math right there.
That right there, folks, is the best scene in the whole film.
Whoa.
I will say it. The cast were all on the same page. This is right after that whole interaction we had had previously.
Everything was
The s-
solved. We were on
yeah.
good terms.
The lines were delivered clearly, at a good pace, loud enough to be heard. Everyone's kind of in focus.
It was all improv too. We were just spitballing with the whole. House number 3 is a bomb.
Yeah.
Shell.
Yeah.
Love this house.
This is funny, guys.
Love this house.
So funny.
That's what's funny.
Look at the house.
It's got so much potential.
I mean, what do you think, Chuck? I can't wait.
The ladybugs are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
This was a scripted gag with them like starting to laugh and it's all laughing.
That laugh there is.
The hyena laugh. Yeah, yeah.
Chuck, you're cracking me up.
Chuck.
Okay, come on, let's go.
Wait, no, where'd go?
I like how they actually get a Flanagan really going. He's like really laughing.
I'm done with this.
I wish we would have gotten on the ground and rolled a little bit. Yeah.
Come on. Stop! You can't leave! If you do, you'll regret the rest of your lives. You wish you would have stepped in this house.
Everything Flanagan said is true.
You guys are really not gonna stop.
It's one of my favorite lines.
As long as we
Yeah.
have life in our lungs,
And then the
we will
cut
never
to
stop.
Chuck.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. This is a fun moment that is pretty fully scripted. After a long silence, Charles and Olivia looking at the house. Charles bursts into laughter, then O'Flanagan and Roy, a bit confused, but then join in the laughter. Olivia remains expressionless. I guess that didn't happen, but the laughter continues for a while, then abruptly stops as Charles turns and says, "Let's go." They begin walking to their car. Roy, "Wait, no, where are you going? You can't leave." Charles, "Sorry." Flanagan is still laughing, not aware what's happening, when he realizes, "Whoa, Chuck, where are you going?" "Sorry, we already made our decision." "You can't decide without seeing all the houses," says Roy. "Well, we did." Lots of talking over each other, then O'Flanagan screams, "Stop! You can't leave! If you do, you'll regret it the rest of your days. You'll live in misery wishing you would have stepped in this house." Roy, everything O'Flanagan said is true. It's really funny, that whole thing is like pretty spot on to what
Pretty
we
well
said.
scripted.
He's got a great greeting room, dining room, kitchen, bathroom.
bedrooms.
There's gotta be
It's funny, it's kind of a callback to earlier that I've never really realized.
Look at
The
that
bedrooms.
house.
Bedrooms
They don't
again.
care about bedrooms.
You're worried
Yeah.
about bedrooms?
It ain't a house without bedroom.
Now I'm like, well.
Some more. I mean, a little. But, I mean,
lot
there's a lot of
of
stuff we
work.
can do.
All right, here we go. All right. We were going to replace that anyway, so it's fine. Come on in.
A little fascinating seeing how they don't have electricity in this house.
My brother Sam was helping this day, and he was up in the rafters of this old house. I don't know what we paid him to get up there. Probably nothing.
Nothing.
But
Lunch,
very, very
maybe.
risky. Not even lunch. Anyway, he was up there holding a string with a chandelier that we had bought off Facebook Marketplace for about $15, I think.
The budget for this film was maybe $100.
Yeah, maybe less.
We bought a lot of things from some local flea markets and antique fairs that we were around, Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, $20. $20 tops. I don't know. But Sam's up there, he's holding it, and we had one take because we only bought one chandelier. We didn't have the budget to buy two. And so he's
We were
up there.
poor.
And we're like, just listen, when I open the door, I'm going to say, "All right." And then just give a beat and then drop. And I think it went really well.
Yeah.
I don't think we need
You
to
haven't
see
even seen
The bedrooms.
Where are they, maybe? Are they do upstairs?
You know, the good thing about this house is it's customizable. You see a room you want in your bedroom, you say, "You're my bedroom."
There's a lot of imagination needed with this place. A little imagination and like $160,000. But that's
We need one for this project.
one. Oh, one.
He's our trusty, loyal Mexican man.
Yeah. Hey.
That I think.
Well, let's go in this room.
I
The
think
fact that you get here is great.
that is one of my favorite interactions as well, just because I like how Flanagan, or I guess myself, would just check out at points. Like he'd just be like, I like how he's just like, you know, looking at his jacket. We need one. You're a trusty, loyal Mexican man. Just like, what are you saying? It's a bit of an edgy joke.
It is an edgy joke, and some of the funnier things are a little edgy. Something that's interesting, and you'll see later, is we really did not hit as hard the joke of like that they're on TV, that they're really sketchy people, that those kind of things happen. And I wish we would have worked in a little bit more talking to the cameraman dialogue, cut to the camera,
Oh yeah.
stuff, or like right then, like Roy look at the cameraman and be like, you know,
I mean, this doesn't even have a pool.
Well, we can build a pool,
Oh,
Chuck.
my God.
We have so much extra money.
Look, all you need is brick and mortar and water to make a pool. I mean,
But seriously, yeah, I think we're good.
Okay, Chuck. Let's not be rash, okay?
Let's
Let's give you
We're
3
good.
days. We'll call you back. You can make an honest decision.
look, rashes are the worst.
Whatever.
that's Sam's favorite line.
Yeah, it's a good line.
Well,
So
okay, well,
rashes are the worst.
That's fine. Thank y'all for getting
You
inside.
going through the wall,
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
get inside.
A little touchy there, I think.
Great idea. I think that was by Jake, right? To reach in,
Bye, Chuck.
push
Bye,
it.
Something like that.
Charles.
Bye, Chuck. Bye, Charles. That was a mistake, but it's so
Bye.
funny.
Hilarious.
Dang, they sure left. Oh, they sure left in a hurry.
Yeah, this is beautiful as they drive down the driveway.
you know what? They're going to the
Yeah.
bank to meet the lender to get approved for a loan to buy this house. They were enthralled.
No, she's going to a hot dog eating competition.
Nah, my money's on the bank. But
They
they
loved
loved
it.
it.
Jinx, double jinx, triple
Pizza.
jinx.
Pizza. Yeah, let's do pizza.
Maybe that was a great line.
That was good. That was very scripted too.
Yes,
whole
it was.
Jinx thing, yeah.
Yes, it was.
And we're about to call them up to see which one they picked.
Well, we say picked.
Yeah. Funny thing,
This is funny.
we actually have owned house number 3 for quite some time.
7 years.
2 years. 2 years.
2 years.
But we've always had some trouble getting them inside the house. You know, just the outside. There's different factors
People
that
are scared of
prohibited.
it for some reason.
They
But it-
prohibited them from going inside.
Yeah.
But this time,
We got them in. And not only did we get them in, but they love it.
Was that an idea from the very beginning to have a little plot twist?
No, that was an add-on as we went.
Yeah, the whole idea of them owning house number 3 was a good touch, I think, to just add to them trying to push house number 3 so hard. We maybe could have even leaned into it more when they're showing the other houses. Like trying not to sell them, undersell. Like, actually,
Yeah.
this place kind of, and they sort of did that. Like you said, actually, Flanagan and I don't like this place at all.
Yeah.
And then the next one, I think they hyped up number 2 a little too much.
Right.
With this thought in mind, like they were like, "We're the pool," but you were saying stuff about the island has to go. So I don't know. It wasn't a thought in our heads, but
Yeah.
we could have played into that a little more.
day 1 on the site. We got a little bit of work happening in the background. Productivity. It's a good day.
It's like how it's so late in the day, but they're still so tired. You know,
Right. 10:30.
Yeah. You're gonna work.
My hands are cold.
Yeah, that was a great joke. Oh, the inefficiency of one.
Yeah. What a bumbling idiot.
More control. More control.
More control. This is Juan, my brother Ben.
That beat roll right there of us
Doing
sword
like-
fighting and then doing the whatever. Yeah. We really did clean out this house. And when I
Yeah.
say we, I do mean we. We stopped rolling and
We?
helped.
Yeah. Sorry.
We did a real favor to the people who own the home.
Yeah.
Are they going in there? Never.
No, but should they have paid
But-
us? Probably. Okay.
Of some carpet, and under that carpet there was more carpet, and that carpet was
Green. Seaweed green.
Seafoam green.
It was green. I love it. We're keeping it. All of it.
He likes it.
There were hardwood floors underneath it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need a saw.
Saw for what?
I need a saw to work on the roof. Yes, Senor Flanagan.
Just the act of you putting up a ratty piece of like wallpaper, if that's gonna go up there.
Yes.
Like what?
I wish I would have just dropped it.
Yes, Senor Flanagan, but don't be heard me.
Flanagan doesn't know anything about this anyway. All right. you need a salt.
True.
The roof. I like your initiative in getting that done.
Told me if I didn't work on the roof, you would put me back where you found me.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
See, there's a little glimpse of that dynamic I wish we would have worked on.
And we'll see, as we mentioned earlier, Flanagan not doing any work, trying out a new wine.
Chainsaw. You didn't see this sitting right here?
I saw it, senor, but
It's a
it's a
chainsaw.
chainsaw.
That's a saw, isn't it?
Yeah, showing that Roy is actually an idiot too, but
I don't know. It's like
not as.
You don't need it for the roof. You need to cut these boards.
Oh, por supuesto, señor.
Just like obviously pursuing what he needs to do.
Gracias.
I feel like I acted really good that was like hard to pull because
Yeah.
it really, you know, I could have
It is.
started it, but some good pull acting right there.
Well,
I think.
you're gonna figure that out.
Yeah, and then him downing my cup, which is not planned. He just guzzled my.
When you get handed a big glass of something,
Yeah, water.
just drink it.
It's a really great story how we found him, too.
Yeah, we bumped into him on the border,
They ran over me with their car.
and he's practically adopted us.
They kidnapped me.
And, you know, of course, we pay him very well.
They never pay.
He eats with us, too. He's always eating.
I've never eaten.
He likes
never
Big Don's
eaten.
just like the rest of us. That's some good food.
We love Big Don's.
Big Don's is our place.
They told me if I work 12 years, I can see my family again. I'm beginning to lose faith.
Should I call the police?
Sí, señor.
Just the. I like how I like glance at you like, and I don't remember how much of that was planned, but we thought we got to introduce Juan, and it's got to be tragic.
Right, but I know day of, Jake, his older brother, looks at us and goes, "Hey, should I ask him if he wants me to call the cops?"
Yeah.
And we both laughed in real life, and that's how you know if an idea is good, is if you laugh in real life right before you do it.
But apparently, due to some civil service lawsuits, they were not interested in joining us again. So could be due to.
I don't know what
some
civil
friends
service is.
we put in the past.
We originally thought we were going to have some of our other friends come and be part of our demo crew, and then through the film, they leave.
They quit.
They quit because we're being bad.
Because of different things we do.
Yeah, which would have been funny, but for simplicity's sake.
That's why there were so many jokes about things we do to Juan, not feeding him, shooting him with this, and then this next scene, which is probably one of the more funny ideas of the film.
Yeah. This is the most technically advanced scene of the film as far as camera goes. Watch the behind the scenes on the behind the scenes video.
The idea that you know that fire and gas don't work is hilarious. That's giving you a lot of credit.
Yeah. Yes.
That's water, folks.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we thought it was a good idea to like burn them out, smoke them out, because that was funny.
I like how you did the bats like that.
Yeah. I look back and be like, oh.
The hyena one.
Harmless jokes.
Harmless jokes. I forgot to add sound effects of Juan upstairs working on something. Like once he goes up,
Oh, yeah.
I cut out the audio just wasn't there, and I forgot to put it in. And I realized that after like a couple watches, I was like, oh no, I forgot to add Juan like singing or hammering, and that would have added so much.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Each of our projects,
Yeah,
we like to add a little
that's right.
style, flair, and culture to our house. And
Style?
we have a great buddy who's
This is a
been
last-minute
with us on
idea,
every
wasn't it?
project. His name is
Yeah.
Yaquez.
Yeah.
We're going to have him make some
Gold-plated saloon doors for the kitchen.
And we know he'll tackle this project
I love
and
that motion.
get
Yes.
right on it. So we're about
The
to
physical
call him up
company
right
with
now.
you is always good. Still have the same phone, by the way.
Yeah,
That's
he's usually
crazy,
right on
actually.
it.
Been a while.
Probably more- That's right. It's hard. So he couldn't go to the phone right now. Undoubtedly, he's working on something for someone else.
This is my older brother Jake.
He'll see our call and give us a ring
Again,
back
he's busy man.
very soon.
This is so funny.
Shot. Better go inside. Get a gold-plated saloon door.
LA, California.
Yeah.
Headshot,
You old dog.
buddy, pal. How's it going? We got a lot of stuff going on here. Whoa! Holy crap!
That holy crap makes me laugh every time.
Did we?
So in here,
This was a much larger
Don't
sequence.
look
The
at
guy.
they
Yeah, it was like 5
it's
minutes.
a little low ceilings in here.
Hey! We're gonna cover that with
Don't look over there.
We're gonna cover the
Yeah, and
wallpaper.
here's the kitchen.
That little interaction's funny.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is a
They
great
cover with
place.
wallpaper.
Really cozy.
It is.
Ceilings.
So in
Yes.
here, we got a
Very little
So
improvement.
we're putting a
happened.
nice mantelpiece here to kind of frame this thing as a focal point. And
I still don't know how he even built the mantle.
Yeah,
I'm so
Like
confused.
impressive.
that's funny.
We're here.
So
I'm so confused.
Oh,
Yeah.
Screw everything.
we're here. We're putting the final touches on the beloved's house today. Pictures, wallpaper.
Everything. Check it out.
Check it out.
Wow.
So yeah, we bought all these little random decorations from a rummage sale.
Yeah.
One of Flanagan's
We don't know who this is.
flames.
It was a random idea.
What are you talking about?
Oh yeah.
She was a looker. She's a looker.
Samantha.
That was a day of thing. Like we just had this picture of this random girl, and we're like, what if Flanagan had a flame?
Oh. A place that doesn't good.
And it became a lot bigger than it ever was.
If you are this girl and you've seen this video, I'm sorry.
I've looked.
You've looked for her?
Well, there's an initials on the picture.
Looked for her.
Yeah.
Still single, ready to mingle.
Yeah, you're probably like 45. Maybe something like that. This was funny. Juan, being the bumbling idiot.
So the
You wonder how many times they fired Juan, but they can't get any work done without him. So it's like, Juan, come back.
Right, and it's also a
need
hostage
you.
situation.
It is.
not a whole lot left to do.
Yeah, my hair in this entire film is just
We're
wild.
definitely wearing a hat for a long time until we.
Oh yeah.
What's wrong,
I'm
Juan?
always wearing a hat.
Something's wrong with the mower, sir.
Well, get it fixed. We don't have time for this. Oh my gosh.
Juan!
What's going on, buddy?
Semi-pudding cup down.
Oh my gosh, you need to faint it. You gotta give him CPR or something, man.
CPR? Oh, you like the chest thing?
Yeah, chest.
So
Do
like,
something. Yeah. Gosh, should we take him to the hospital?
There's no room in the budget for a hospital visit.
The budget line is hilarious. There's no room in the
Well, what
budget.
about the lawn? The lawn. We had to finish the lawn.
Yeah.
Quick, we gotta fix this thing.
Hey, be careful now.
Found a lever.
No, Flanagan, do the deck back up.
Hold on. I think I found the key.
My arm is pinned.
No. Here we
To this day, that scene is so like, ugh!
Yeah, but it works. Yeah.
Yeah, to be clear, I mean, the key was not even in it, I don't think. And so
No.
we were very safe.
But
But
that was recorded separately. Oh yes, back to this.
some great music choice there.
Nice done. Nicely done.
Yeah, thanks.
Nice done.
Nice done, yeah.
Y'all ready to see your upper fixer?
It's a little too
Oh,
close.
so ready. Okay, ready?
Ready.
Here we go.
Upper
Upper Fixer! Yeah, look at that, Charles!
If you've seen Fixer Upper, you know how they do the big, huge boards.
What their house used to look like.
They cover the full house with the boards, and then, you know, what they used to look like, then they reveal. So we thought we had to, I think it was your idea, to do just the tiny little boards. And it looks big, and then it's just
But like they could totally see around it.
The
bloody
I
hand.
got the key right here.
ancient
The key to-
1800s key.
Charles!
Really proud of that whole punch, how it looked.
Yeah,
Just,
it
like,
looks good.
wiping out on the ground.
You did really need to punch
It looks great.
Yeah.
Straight forward.
Wish the glass would have broken right there.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Sick of it.
Sick of it.
Stop! No, not on the million wall. Oh my stars! Oh, Chuck, no. What is this? I love big dogs. Yeah. You would know I have a shellfish allergy. If you invested in your clients, that's terrible. No,
It's terrible. The whole Big Don's thing, though, we didn't talk about that yet.
Not enough.
I don't know how it just came about. Some midway through the film, we were talking about a restaurant called Big Don's, which doesn't exist.
That thing staying together. is
Who's
impressive.
honey pot?
Right. Oh, you can see a glimpse of the masterpiece there.
Yep.
Honestly, impressive kicking there.
Yep. You can see Roy's hand. Really, really good makeup there or whatever.
Is that a body?
Wow.
Ben had like a perm at this point.
Yeah.
That's why we made him wear a hat. Pictures of us in their
Yeah.
kitchen.
Yeah.
Our pictures. Those are beautiful pictures. No, not Samantha. You cannot.
Oh.
No, please, don't do it.
Oh, yeah.
That's Samantha.
Yeah.
You can't.
Samantha.
No.
Hey, Samantha.
No.
Hey.
No.
Wish you would have shattered.
Samantha.
What now? What is he crying about?
James.
No.
No. I love the like despair in your voice. No.
Maybe a bad time to say it, but we've gone a little over on the budget.
Samantha.
Oh my God.
What?
This place is a disaster.
A disaster.
We quote that all the time.
Attitude is a disaster.
Maturity. Samantha.
There's a dead body out there.
There is more than dead bodies in here.
That line to this day, don't even know what it means.
Wayne is that.
More.
We did not.
Samantha.
No one is dead.
Where do you think you're going? You can't be ridiculous. Samantha. Where do you think you're going?
Pick up pruning shears. Shing.
Yeah, the flicking of them is great.
Yeah. Every time I watch this end, I feel like it is sort of anticlimactic. You've had this whole 30 up to this point, like 30 minutes, whatever. You have the rage, and then it's over.
And that's why today we are excited to announce that we have an alternate ending for you.
Yes.
No, we don't.
Cue
Good-
it.
Go ahead.
No,
sorry.
cue it. No, really, cue it.
Cue it.
I think it should have had some music. Some like extra rock or something to have him do his rage.
The kid here.
Oh, Charles! Hey!
And it really like hypes it up.
It does.
It like makes it kind of like more engaging.
Wow.
And so, and here you see the
See, like that at auction, I'm saying 10 grand
this
at
is-
least.
Yeah.
That arrogant loser didn't even notice Starry Night.
It's true. We didn't even address it.
What a masterpiece.
Sometimes things,
Just me not addressed.
man, this swing.
Yeah.
Can't believe we both sat on that.
Maybe even just ending this whole part differently.
I'll have it very
I think it's hilarious.
What is something for you, something for me that we wish we would have changed if we were to go back and do it again?
Maybe it's not don't script, it's don't be attached to your script. Don't be like restricted. Do a take following the script and then do another take doing it kind of on the idea itself.
Yeah.
And then you have options. And when you're editing, which probably would have been really helpful to our editor, to be able to say this just works a lot better, let's just do that.
This being a, let's say, 40-minute video is a lot. And we've talked about before how we could have just chosen to do it like this, and we did. I mean, we're like, you know, it's going to be as long as it's going to be. Or we could have chosen to choose just some of the jokes and just made it like 15 to 20 minutes. You know, make
Yeah.
it short, sweet,
Less
really
dead
funny, less dead time, and not hang on stuff for so long. Like, just watching it through again, there's so many things that could have been either cut short or just cut out. Like, we don't have to do every single thing. But we did think, you know, an episode of Fixer Upper is 37 minutes. This is 37. Kind of fun.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is. Anyway, that's the react 3 years after the fact. Hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't seen the actual video, will be a link in the BTS as well. And I'll see you next time. Pick up the camera. Ciao.
Is that what you do now?
It's just a nice way to like just cover the lens, and then people are left in the dark and they don't know what to do, so they click off the video.
That's what you do? That's your thing to do?
That's my thing. That's what I do.